guys, let's get started. So, bringing us back to the circuit that we completed in the last video, we've got the 9-volt battery, we've got the positive going into this resistor, going out the resistor, and we got the negative going out the resistor into the positive leg of the LED, going out the negative side, going from the negative side back into the battery. Got a complete circuit right here, and as we see, the LED lights up. Alright, now we talked about how last time the resistor is color coded and it tells you how much resistance it has, right? Well, if you look over here, you can change the resistance. Okay, so if you go over here and it's in kilo ohms, you can change it to ohms or mega ohms. So it's 1 kilo ohm, which means it's 1,000 ohms. Resistance is measured in ohms, OHMS, ohms. Alright, so how do you change it? Well, you can come over here and you can type in a value. I'm going to go ahead and hit 500. I'm going to hit start simulation. And now you can see that the LED is a little bit dimmer because the resistance was upped. So now the amount of current going through is less, and the LED has less power to light up. So you can play around with that. Now I'm going to show you guys what that looks like mathematically. So we're going to go ahead and stop the simulation. Alright. So in the last video, I know that you all discussed that voltage V equals current times resistance, right? So the amount of voltage equals the amount of current, which is measured in amps, times the resistance, which is measured in ohms. Alright, so, and voltage is measured in volts. Alright, so the problem that we're having today is we're trying to figure out how much current is going through the circuit at a certain point in time, right? So if we manipulate this equation up here, if we manipulate this equation up here to get I by itself, which is current, we'll end up with this equation down here. I equals V divided by R. So that means the amount of current that's going through, the amount of amps, is equal to the voltage divided by the resistance. So we're gonna do a couple examples. Over here, I've got a little key for you guys to be able to discern what these units of measurement mean. So resistance is measured in ohms, OHM. The 1 ohm is equal to 1 ohm. 1 kilo ohm is equal to 1,000 ohms, and 1 mega ohm is equal to 1 million ohms. So let's say we have a circuit, right? We have a circuit, and we're trying to find the amount of current that it has. So, and we're going to work with the 9-volt battery that we've always had. Let's say this circuit includes a 9-volt battery. Hold on, that's horrible. Alright, let me do that. Let's see if we can use this brush. That's better. Excuse my writing. This is very difficult using a mouse. So that's a 9. Okay, let me try one more time because that's also hard. Jesus. Oh my gosh. Okay. 9. Work with me. So 9. Okay. The amount of resistance, we're gonna start with 1 ohm. Okay. We're gonna start. Let's say the resistor that we're using only resists about 1 ohm. So we're gonna go ahead and put 1. Work with me. That's 1. And this is volts, so we're going to put a V, and this is ohms, so we're going to put the ohm symbol. So it looks like that. So this is 9 divided by 1. Okay, and so that means that the amount of current that's passing through is equal to 9, and current is measured in amps, so we're going to put an A, and 9 amps. That's how that works. So that's how we find out the amount of current that's going through the circuit at one time. We're going to do another example. We're going to still work with the 9-volt battery, right? So we're going to leave the 9V the same, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to delete this. And we're changing, and in this circuit, this supposed circuit that we have here that we're just, thinking about, we're picturing the circuit that I just had on the screen, picturing this circuit, and right now we're just changing out the resistor to change the amount of resistance, and so that we can change the amount of current that's going through the circuit right now. So so right here, the resistance down here, this is determined by the resistor, so we're going to go ahead and change that as well. I'm going to leave the ohm symbol because it was very hard for me to draw the first time, and I'm not going to do it again. So we're going to use 1 kilo ohm now, so that means it's 1,000 ohms. So let's see if I can write 1,000. Oh, oops. Okay. Delete that. So now we're gonna write 1,000. Look, I'm getting a little better. Not really. All right. So now we have 9 volts divided by 1,000 ohms, or 1 kilo ohm, and that will bring us to, here we go, 0.009. Nine. 0.009, and don't forget the unit of measurements, which is amps. Current is measured in amps. So that's what we've got right now. So that's our new value of the amount of current that's passing through the circuit if we have a resistor that resists that's the amount of current. 0.009 amps is the amount of current that's going through the circuit if we have a 1,000 ohm resistor. Okay. We're gonna do one more. Hope you guys see where I'm going with this. This is a much bigger number, so I'm gonna delete the ohm sign. I'm gonna try to, let's see, I'm gonna try to write it one more time. I wonder if they have numbers. They don't. So I'm gonna write it one more time. You guys are probably laughing where you guys are at your houses, but it's not funny. I'm trying my hardest. We're gonna try one more time. That's horrible. That's really bad. Alright. Yeah. So we're going to use a mega ohm in this case, which is 1,000,000 ohms. So now we have 9 volts divided by 1,000,000 ohms. So now we want to calculate how many amps come from that. So we're gonna go ahead. So 9 divided by 1,000,000. So you got a calculator, you can do it, or you can use just simple brain math. And let's see, 0.009 My zeros are bad. 9 amps. And that is the amount of current that is going through this circuit with you have a 9-volt battery and a 1 million ohm resistor. So to recap, this is what we did. We looked at how the circuit would look. This is how you construct a circuit with a 9-volt battery, a resistor, and an LED. And we found out that the resistor changed the amounts of current. It resists the amount of current going through the circuit, getting to the LED, making it brighter or dimmer, which is brighter or less bright. And so then we want to figure out, well, how much current is actually going through the circuit depending on the resistance of the resistor. So then I went in here and I showed you guys mathematically how to do that. We found out that the equation that we were given before, V equals I times R, which is voltage, equals amps times ohms, can be manipulated into where you get the current, the amount of amps, by dividing the voltage by the ohms, V divided by R. And then we did a few examples of that using an ohm, kilo ohm, and a mega ohm. Kilo ohm is 1,000 ohms and 1 mega ohm is 1,000,000 ohms. Alright, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you got something from today's lesson. Make sure you keep tinkering. Alright.